right here we have IL Rider. It's a corner, so corner's definite orange stage, a little bit too wide. Very lucky that that person was paying attention. So we do have a line of sight problem, so we can't see super far around this corner. So you have an issue with the shrubs, the shrubbery, and this right here. So you don't know what's around there. You don't know if there's like some road surface hazards, road debris, even a stalled vehicle or anything like that. So our speed should be matching that uncertainty. So we should be going a little bit slower around this turn. I know a lot of you guys can probably go faster on this, but let's go ahead and go around this turn a little bit slower just because you don't know what's around it. So boom, right away, we're in orange stage. If you don't know what that is, we do have the color code chart right here. And we talk about that in our Smart Rider Basic Training course. So make sure you check it out. I'm going to leave it up there for just a little bit longer so you guys can see. So we're supposed to be in orange stage. Yellow stage, we're zoned in. So before even heading into this corner, we're zoned in. And we're following our buddy here. Okay, we're following our buddy. We're going at his speed, his pace. And he might be more experienced or he might be more inexperienced. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, if you're inexperienced, you're going to go through this probably the wrong way. If you're more experienced, you're probably going to go a little bit faster because you can handle that with your skill level. But there is a skill gap between beginner and advanced. Okay, so it's just like when you're playing Call of Duty and you don't know how to slide cancel, but the guy over here can. He's going to win. So you got to learn how to do some of these unique and interesting type of skills to really close in that skill gap. So we're following our buddy, and that's not a bad deal. It's just that we might have slowed down a little bit a little bit later than we should have. We were anticipating when they would do it, but then we can't do it at the same time. We're not riding our own ride. So if you're in a group ride, ride your own ride. We just saw a Cardo Pack Talk right there. Talk to your buddy. Tell him, hey, I'm having issues. Let's not go super fast. So right here, we're kind of going a little bit wide. It's not a decreasing radius, but it's continuously getting. It's still more of a turn. It's not a 90-degree turn, so it's continuing on. Okay, it's up on a hill a little bit. It's kind of awkward. It's a little weird. Can't see anything. It's the crest of the hill right here. Going a little bit too fast. Started panicking a little bit. We were turning, but speed might have been the factor here. Maybe not slowing down beforehand, getting that weight transfer to that front tire, which will allow it to grab more traction, which will allow that front tire to turn a little bit easier. We start to go wide. This is one of the big problems when we're out riding around in the mountains, is that if there is cross traffic, this is going to be something that's going to be in your path of travel, and hopefully nothing bad happens. That's why being a smart rider, we are acquiring and using personal protective equipment, and our buddy hopefully can rescue us if we get injured. So boom, right here. Thankfully, the vehicle was paying attention, was in orange stage themselves, and we didn't panic. So it was a good job on the progressive braking. That's very important in this situation so that we didn't panic and slam that front brake because we're still kind of turned around a little bit on the handlebars. We would have dumped the bike into the vehicle. So still handled it, did a great job. This should be a lesson learned, close call, not something I want to be a part of. But here's the thing. I've done it before, not with the car, but I've done it before, and it really kind of gave me an idea, oh, I should be slowing it down. All right, here we go. Group ride. A little bit of mob ride, but it's not very structured, so I wouldn't call it a mob ride, but it's not structured.
Oh my God.
Ooh, somebody crashed.
God.
At this point, we got to ensure on safety, remain calm. Is there any major bleeds? Let's go and find out, and let's quickly assess the severity. Thankfully, police is on scene.
Tires out too.
Police is first responders typically, just double checking. No reason to get out, but he is blocking traffic, so that's what you need to be doing as a police officer.
Tires blown too.
Tires blown? Uh-oh. All right, so let's get up into here.
So
we're riding up to an intersection. It's going to be a red light, I believe. We're not going fast. We're not going crazy. So it looks like the person that crashed into the other person might not have been paying attention, or there was not enough communication. Don't know specifically. This person right here is the one that's about to get hit, and they stopped for the red light. So that's really what happened. You know, Captain Obvious over here. This person's not paying attention. There's an obstacle in front of them, which is another person, and they weren't planning their ride. Okay, they need to be planning their ride. They need to be positioning for safety, locating hazard situations, which is this intersection, assessing relevant threats, and then at this point, let's go ahead and put that back up on the board here. Navigate active threats. Okay, we have to navigate the active threat, which is going to be somebody in our path of travel. So we need to have an escape path. We need to be able to get ourselves out of there. We need to be able to swerve out of there. So we can swerve left or right in this position. But the only way we're going to be able to do any of that is if we are paying attention. So let's put the MTC awareness stages back up. Which one are we a part of right now? Are we white stage, yellow stage, orange stage, red stage, brown stage? I have a feeling that we are white staged here. We're zoned out, completely zoned out, just enjoying the ride, maybe talking on, and that's one of the big issues with Bluetooth too, is that you can get distracted by it. So I use it specifically only for the communications between my phone, GPS, and by talking for very important things like, hey, we're turning left here, we're turning right here, hey, road debris here, hey, I'm slowing down, hey, go ahead and take off, I'll meet you, those kinds of things. I'm not just sitting there chit-chatting the whole time, and if I am, it's usually not in an area like this where we should be in orange stage. We should be prepped and ready, we should be rolling off the throttle, we should be covering our brakes, we should be looking for escape paths, we should be looking for hazards, because we don't know if there's any cars that are going to come out in front of us, but it just turns out to be that we have an issue here. So that's what's happening, I believe. And we're going to be coming up to there, and there's going to be the impact. So do you notice how he fell down before hitting? Like, what was that? So he fell down before hitting. So write in the comments, I know a lot of you guys know this, write in the comments what he did right there that caused him to crash and lose traction.
I've been asked many times where you can get the rescue booklet, the rescue card, and even the Smart Rider drill booklet. Well, here's the digital version. You can actually view it and actually practice everything here on the MTC Rider Academy. First month is $4.99, but you get everything here. You can't even get that book anywhere else. It's a Smart Rider Basic Training book, 90 plus pages on how to be a smart rider. So check it out. Links in the description. I'll see you in class. Let's go ahead and jump right in the next one.
All right, so we're coming up through here. John Moore. Anybody gonna turn left in front of us? There. Ooh, what a great job, John Moore. Very impressive. And you notice he's, ooh, I didn't even see that. Ooh, he got in trouble, baby. So maybe he was running from the cops. Let's see that one more time. So there's the car. Oh, yeah, he was running from the cops. Wow. Okay, so this is definitely uncommon. This isn't going to be something that you're going to see all the time. This is going to be something that's very like freak accident type thing. And thankfully, John Moore is a smart rider. He was seeking and recognizing and understanding hazardous situations in a split second. So there is some training behind this rider. He must have been training his swerves in the parking lot. He must have been doing everything he possibly can to get himself prepped and ready so that when something like this, an emergency happens, it's instinctual. It's built into the nervous system already to go ahead and swerve. Now, we do have some cone patterns right there, the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training Drills. It is a book. Go ahead and grab it. It's on the store. If you're watching this in November, we have a 30% off for all of November. Might extend it. Check it out. But you can get the booklet, or you can get the booklet and the cones, or you can get the ebook. There's also that. So we're going to come up into this. This guy swerves out of the way. Not much you could do in this situation. Not much at all. It's like, oh, crap. You can't swerve left. You can't hit the brakes. You have really only one option here. You have to get yourself here, and you have to hope this person doesn't do this and makes the same decision. Now, thankfully, they didn't make the same decision, but we did what we had to do, and we did a great job of planning our ride, okay? We positioned right now for safety. We located, assessed that it is a relevant threat, and we're going to navigate our booty out of here. So we went from yellow stage, kind of zoned in, relaxing on our ride, not a big deal. We got a double yellow. Nobody's really going to be passing. They even got rumble strips here. Nobody's going to be passing, but still, I see right here, oh, we got a left turn coming up. So I'm just now barely getting into orange stage, kind of prepping for that turn. Okay, those caution signs are really good to understand to kind of get you into that orange stage. They're orange, go into orange stage. But the moment he sees this, oh my gosh, we're going to be going into red stage. We have to be engaged in an emergency response. We have to do something. Emergency braking, emergency swerving, or emergency standing still, because sometimes that's what works. Emergency acceleration sometimes is what works. You got to get yourself out of there in some positions. Sometimes people have a panic, okay? They have a panic, and we just watch somebody have a panic brake and dump the bike. So in this situation, did a great job, found that escape path, moved over, and here's the thing, he barely was able to move over, so thankfully it was just enough. So we got to move over here. So just think of that. This is the room that we needed. A normal vehicle, look at the normal vehicle will need so much room and so much of a swerve to get out of the way. So I'm not saying, hey, you know, motorcycles are better than cars, even though they kind of are. The thing is, how many times have you seen a vehicle, like a car, swerve and then overcorrect and flip? So this is why we need to use the strengths of a motorcycle, and we can just swerve a little bit and then swerve back. And if we have to swerve a lot, bikes are pretty nimble and they can swerve back. So start practicing, start seeing what it is that you can do on your motorcycle. We have a swerving class on MTC YouTube. So go to Motorcycle Training Concepts YouTube channel. We have a lot more there. Great job. And yeah, this guy's, woo, I hope he gets caught. I hope he gets caught. All right, here we go. And we are still moving through. Oh, going a little bit fast for the area, but that's fine. There's the side of the vehicle. Great job on the swerve. Great job on the swerve. Interesting choice of music, bikers. All right, so we're coming in here. This is going to be going into a residential neighborhood, so it's going to be about 25, 35, depending on the area. I feel like we're going kind of fast, but who knows? I can't see the speedo, but we're coming up to here. Now, this is what I like to do. So when we go from, let's say we're working out, okay? Let's say we're working out. We're, you know, just barely starting. Okay, so let's say push-ups, like all bodyweight stuff. Push-ups, maybe pull-ups, but it's going to be like, you know, assisted pull-ups, and then like some bodyweight squats. Okay, we're doing that. Okay, that's where we start. That right there is like an MSF class. That right there is like what we're doing here. That right there is you going to practice like in your front yard or in a parking lot. So you can do a lot. You can get a lot done. You can learn a lot of the movements. You can learn how to do it appropriately, but there's no real situation going on. So here in a neighborhood, right there, I like to equate that as actively doing something. So think of like a Spartan race or like a mud run. We're actually going into an area where it's relatively safe. It's relatively safe. There's EMS everywhere. You know, there's going to be a lot of obstacles, but you have to utilize the muscles that you were building up while you're in a parking lot. So it's going to be in an area that you definitely want to practice and just kind of have some fun, like at a Spartan race. But then we actually go out and then we're going to do some ultra running, or we're going to go out and do 3-day hiking where it can be dangerous. And we really got to have a good physical body. We really have to make sure that we got everything situated. We got all our hydration. We have all the skills. We have all the advanced stuff so that we don't get blisters. You know, everything. And there's nobody really out there to save you except for yourself. That is like on the street. That is you riding on the street. You are out there. You are having all these different factors. You got pedestrians, higher speeds. You need to have definitely full gear, but even better gear sometimes, depending on everything. Riding out at night versus not at night. You got to have so there's a progressive overload in your training, and neighborhoods are a great way to go from in the parking lot or MSF to the neighborhoods, because you do have sides of the vehicles. You have a possibility here, you're going to have a side of the vehicle come out here, but you have decent escape paths because there's usually some kind of bike lane. And at least in this area, there's a bike lane or a shoulder, but everything is supposed to be 25 miles per hour, so you reduce that factor too. And then you can also change it up by time of day. If it's like late in the day, you might have kids playing. If it's during school days and it's like at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m., no kids. But you can start adding in all these different factors like kids, and this is a great way to practice. So this right here, having a side of the vehicle, that's a great way to practice, because you're not going super fast through an intersection typically. And you see them coming, you started to slow down, you saw that, and then we have an escape path. So this is like a very slow speed maneuver. We just watched this right here, okay, a path of travel violation, and we have another path of travel violation, but look how fast that one is compared to this one. So this is a great way to practice at slower speeds with traffic and with other factors, but you can start off in a parking lot with this. Long explanation for something that doesn't really need it, but we're gonna go with it.